You're listening to Bring Me the Axe. I'm Brian White. I'm one half of this morbid equation, and I'm joined by my co-host and brother, Dave. Hey, Dave, how you doing over there?
Hello, and thank you for asking. Doing pretty good. Went to see Patti Smith earlier this week. And let me tell you something. The old gal still got it. She got up there. She's 80 years old, almost 80 years old, 79.
That's nice. She's like 100 years old, still kicking ass.
She was fantastic, and I am pretty sure, I went with my friend Brian, and I'm pretty sure that we were the youngest people in the room. And I'm not that
While
young.
you were there, you saw the ghost of Robert Mapplethorpe.
Well, we went to this place before this. We went to a bar to kill some time, and at a certain point, it just starts filling up with like, I'm just like people in their 60s, late 60s,
People who probably saw her at CBGB.
Yes, and they all like, they are older at this point, and so it's like just the room becomes flooded with like a sea of art teachers, and. It was wonderful. It was wonderful to be among those art teachers.
I had an art teacher, 5th and 6th grade, who was a dead ringer for her.
Well,
so I get that.
That is the vibe that she goes for, and it works for her. It was fantastic. She's got a new book out. It's like yet another biography, and yet there's like so many details about her life that I'm like, you just keep talking. I'll listen. Keep telling me all the stories. It's cool. So yeah, I suggest if people see her coming around, get out there, do it. Probably going to be the last time.
Nah, where was that at? Where did they do that?
It's at that, what's the place in Medford? It used to be an old high school.
Chevalier?
Yeah, I'd never been there before.
I've seen a couple of, but I always see like talking shows. Like I've seen podcasts there. I saw Brett Goldstein do stand up there.
Yeah, it was the first time I'd ever been there. I don't love Medford. It's really hard to get there, but it's pretty much hard to get anywhere from where I live, but unless it's Boston. But yeah, it was, I'd go back there. It was nice,
That's pretty cool.
Comfy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, so we practically grew up on neighborhood video stores and steady diet of utter garbage. Those shops provided us with continues unabated to this day. There's no one else I enjoy chopping it up with more about trashy movies than Dave. Just before we get into it, here's a little housekeeping for you. If you want to keep up with us between episodes, you can also find us on Instagram at Bring Me the Axe Pod. Dave's over there at that Queer Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking pictures of food.
Is that, do I do that?
No.
That?
No. As a matter of fact, what are you doing? That's the old Instagram thing. People take a picture of the dinner and stuff like that. Plated beautifully,
Mm-hmm. The phone eats first.
From the,
as the kids used to say.
I've never heard that.
I had actually never heard that before. I heard it recently. I heard a podcast I was listening to. They referred to that as the phone eats first, and I was like,
very, very funny.
That is accurate and also incredibly stupid.
I don't know. It seems like a really quaint quality of the internet from the before times, So I bring it up. And if you don't know, we've another show called 99 Cent Rental where we cover all manner of video store madness on the weeks of Bring Me the Axe is off. Our latest episode covering David Lynch's Hollywood Nightmare, Mulholland Drive, is out right now. I recommend that you listen to it.
I love that movie.
Goddamn, we got into it on that one. That's a fucking good movie, man.
Yep.
Yeah. And but we're off next week because we're going to roll out our 2025 horror movie roundup.
That's right.
Yeah. You get to listen to us complain about all the bad movies that came out this year.
Yeah.
I mean, plus a few that we really liked. Though I went over the list. I don't think it's going to be as dire as usual. And I don't think there was anything like the last couple of years where I had like one movie that I just fucking hated.
Oh, well, that's because you didn't see I Know What You Did Last Summer.
That was that bad?
Well, you'll have to wait and find out.
Ooh, okay. You gotta tantalize them, draw them in.
There's a lot of middle of the road movies, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot of that sort of stuff. But 99 Cent Rental returns in January, celebrating 2 years of the show with a real obvious banger. So hang tight. And you can also contact us directly at bringmetheaxepod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or suggestions. Do let us know if there's a movie that you love, would like to hear us give it the business. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can look us up over there at patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. There's a couple of tiers you can join there. All paying members get ad-free episodes now.
Ooh.
And subscribers to the $5 a month tier can look forward to our bi-weekly X-Files rewatch pod, Do You Think I'm Spooky? The latest episode is a look at the season 2 filler, episode 3. The number 3. Yeah. Oh boy, we struggled with that one.
Where you find out that Mulder does indeed have a line. There is something he will not believe in, and it's vampires. For some reason.
Yeah. Oh, he'll fuck a vampire though. If they're real, he is gonna get up on that shit because there's no Agent Scully to roll her eyes at him.
And this is what happens when women aren't around. Why, boys will be boys, as they say. Gross.
Yep. There's also
gross stuff.
Hey. You're speaking a hard truth. There's also a monthly Bring Me the Axe Millennium Edition episode. It's a bonus episode in which we explore a modern horror movie. The current episode is a look at the fucking goddamn paranormal activity.
I feel like we've been stuck on Paranormal Activity for 100 years.
I know. It's only been out for like 2 weeks, but next month we're making it up to you with a new one.
Yep.
I think we can all agree is pretty fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And all Patreon subscribers, even the free tier, get access to our Discord server. Paying members get access to additional channels, voice and video chat, and watch parties option. Watch parties is back on. We watched this very movie the other night. Had a grand old time.
Sloppy. It's a sloppy, gloppy movie.
It's gooey with very dry zombies.
Mm-hmm. I hope everybody liked the gloopy, gloppy side of this film.
Yeah. Now, once again, that's patreon.com/bringtheaxepod. And lastly, if you like what you hear, you can subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on YouTube. Search us by name and subscribe if you prefer to consume your podcast that way. And you'll be doing us a favor by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. So please do. 'Tis the season.
Yes, please do. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. It's the holidays. You can give me a Hanukkah present. You can give me a Christmas present by doing this for me. Just say nice things.
And if you listen on YouTube, do us a favor. Give the episode a like. Leave a comment. We love hearing from you guys. Because, hey, Dave.
Yes.
Who's this over here? This person looks new.
Well, we do indeed have a guest with us, but not just any guest, you see. She is a regular contributor to Rue Morgue magazine. She is the host of the Final Girl After Dark podcast, and she is a champion of queer horror from way back. It's Stacie Ponder. Stacie, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Stacie.
Hello. Oh, thank you for having me. This is very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. You're joining us for a big one.
Oh, yeah. I love the
And that title was on the schedule for so long, and like nobody took the bait on that one except you. You've got the got the guts.
I can't believe got the guts. They're coming out of all my holes, as you might expect. I'm surprised.
As you might say, yeah, it's just it's Lucio Fulci. How else are they going to come out of you?
Exactly. Who knows where? There will be eyeballs involved.
A lot of eyeballs. A lot of eyeballs this time around. Like, eyeballs are kind of his thing, but this time, like, he's just like, oh, this person's going to die. Let's also do something to their eyes.
Yeah, it was the Book of Eyeball, I think, that they found. So, but I love this movie. I love Fulci, so I'm very excited to talk about it. So,
well, that's great. So, let's see. We just got all that out of the way. Let's give them a taste. Here's the movie.
You are Liza, aren't you?
Yes.
My name is Emily. I've been looking for you. Go back to where you came from and hurry. Leave this place. "60 years ago, everybody in this hotel disappeared. Every last person. A painter called Spike, who lived here, closeted in his room, had found a key.
Tell me, with all those accidents, you think you'll give it up now?
I couldn't do that if I wanted to.
Well, I won't give in.
Who else is here?
There's nobody here.
I can feel a presence. Somebody else is in here.
Oh, some weird story that Emily told me about room 36.
Emily? Who's Emily?
The blind girl that lives in the old house by the crossroads.
No, Shrike. Go away. I don't want to go back.
The girl that lives in the old house by the crossroads.
Yes.
That house has been abandoned for the last 50 years.
But that's not true. It's not possible. I was there.
This house was constructed on one of the... Woe be unto him who opens one of the 7 gateways to hell, because through that gateway evil will invade the world.
Whew.
It was like the longest trailer I've ever seen.
I know. I mean, God, like, how got an hour? Here's a trailer.
It's the whole movie practically. It tells you everything that happens.
That is apparently the original trailer for the original English language trailer for the movie. So yeah, it's like 3.5 minutes giving you the highlights.
Right. Wow, it just cuts out log pretty much, but all the gore scenes, the ending is in there. You know,
It's all the best looking parts of the movie.
yeah.
I mean, I will say that's a very enticing trailer. This is a beautifully shot film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Lucio Fulci is always pretty good. Sergio Salvati is the DP on this, and he is also very talented. But like, there's some moments in this where I was like, God damn, this is like a really good looking movie.
Yeah. They get a few vistas, like it feels like it's in a place that is very atmospheric, which he doesn't always do, especially in a lot of Fulci's later work, where it's just sort of like, they go to a tomb and then stuff happens and then everybody dies. And this movie...
It's a house in the woods.
Yeah, and this movie is kind of like they go to a place and then people die and then that's what happens. That's the end. But it does feel like, okay, we are in Louisiana, in the swamp, in this historic
The
building.
Italian like hang up on like in New Orleans in particular at this time. Like I feel like there's a bunch of Italian horror movies that are all shot
Macabre.
specifically. Yeah, it was like we just did Macabre earlier this year, which is also in New Orleans for some reason, for no real reason.
Right.
Actually, I mean they could have shot it in Rome. Most of it takes place in an apartment building there, anyways. But
Yeah.
my God, yeah, what a fucking movie. I came onto this one really late. Like Fulci was kind of a late discovery for me. Like I was an adult because these movies were available in the United States under various titles through I think Lightning Video was the one that kind of put them out. But I nothing about those titles ever really stood off the shelf to me, so I kind of avoided them for a really long time.
Yeah.
And then I caught up to it and was like, oh my God, I'm such a fool.
Yeah. Zombie or Zombie Flesh Eaters, whatever, or Zombie 2, or like whatever you want to call that movie, is the one. It's got such an iconic cover, and that was a video store staple back in the day. And so that
it makes a statement.
Yeah. So that was kind of emblazoned in my head, even though this was all too much for me as a kid. My parents wouldn't let me go anywhere near this kind of thing. And so I didn't really start engaging until I was probably a young adult. But still zombie was like burrowed into my mind somehow just because of that cover, the poster in it.
If I remember correctly, your mother was a big fan of horror. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't imagine our parents being like, no, absolutely no way are you going to see this, because if they saw the film, they'd be like, there is no God. We have to leave here now. There's no way they would just be like, I don't know. It's called Zombie. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. No, my parents were good about letting me, or bad, I guess, depending on your point of view, about me watching horror movies, but zombie movies were off limits. Like all the Romero movies and pretty much.
Because they're always very, like always, almost without exception, they're really gory.
Yeah. And so I think
like people be getting ripped apart and stuff.
Yeah. So I think they thought that was too much. Like somebody getting stabbed in the face, or like Friday the 13th was fine, but somebody getting eaten and torn apart is no. So that just kind of also elevated these movies in my mind as to like the ultimate taboo and the thing you gotta see. And honestly, I think a lot of the Fulci stuff kind of lives up to that because it's crazy.
Yeah. I was a real like internet early adopter, and like I remember one of the first things that I really went looking for was like not just horror movies, but like quoting. And I remember looking up splatter movies because it's a whole different class of these things. And this was not this movie specifically, but Lucio Fulci was sort of the fruit of that search. And I that was when I started like trading videotapes fairly heavily through the mail with people that I would just sort of like meet on these forums, like these really early horror fan forums. And reading descriptions of this, I was like, holy shit, I've got to see this. Because then I'd run out to like the local video rental places and try to find them. And they didn't really carry this stuff.
Do you mean to tell me that the local video stores in rural New Hampshire weren't carrying a lot of Italian horror films?
Well, no, but like the ones, like the little, like the weirdo ones, like the mom and pop ones before, like, Video Update and Blockbuster moved in, like they did carry these movies. Like,
got good taste.
But by the time that it was sort of turned into kind of like a corporate apparatus, like then, no, like they were not stocking this stuff. Most of it they were just like deep cuts that nobody would rent. And they had systems to kind of prune that stuff out and sort of sell them for $1 a tape, on clearance or something like that. But,
Yeah, I'm not a big like gore hound at all. Like sometimes it's fun, but it's not something at this point, especially like that I seek out necessarily. But several times a year, though, the Fulci feelings just come over me, and I have to like only Fulci will suffice. And his stuff is just so gross, but it's so much fun to me. I found
it's very colorful.
Yeah,
I have a very similar feeling. I think lately a lot of it has to do with maybe the current state of the world or politics in general, where I'm just sort of like I listen to a lot of political podcasts. I read a lot of political stuff, and I'm like inundated with all this horrible, horrible shit. And there's a point where I'm like, I just want to go home and watch some terrible people go to an island and get torn apart by zombies. Is that too much to ask for? Exactly. And I will usually turn to either Lucio Fulci or Ruggero Deodato.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's something, I don't know. People say that Fulci is a misogynist, and I'm like, I think Fulci was kind of a misanthrope, if anything. Like everybody got treated equally in his film.
Well, Fulci's, as I came to sort of find out, like I knew about him in the sort of the broadest strokes, but I don't really mention it in my notes here, but like his life kind of sucked. Yeah. As a matter of fact, like Dario Argento is quoted as like, I met Lucio Fulci numerous times when we were going to work on the Wax Mask together. Boy, his life was really hard. And it's mostly because like he had one of his daughters was in a terrible accident where she was like paralyzed, I think from the neck down. His wife received an erroneous cancer diagnosis from a doctor and killed herself because she thought she had cancer.
Always get a second opinion.
Wow.
That's the lesson.
So I think his outlook was just kind of, also, this is like Italian. He was raised with like Italian Catholicism in his blood. So like, I think his kind of outlook on everything was just kind of nasty.
Yeah. I was reading something about him today in preparation for this, and it was sort of an analysis of where he sits within sort of the larger pantheon of Italian filmmakers, genre filmmakers. And there was, there was not like an explicit rivalry between him and Argento, but it was kind of like in the mind of the public, these are the two sort of top guys when it comes to this. And I guess for Fulci, he was just kind of like, there's nothing, I can't do what Argento does, because by then Argento had sort of solidified himself as like, my films are accessible to the mainstream. They enjoy the stuff that I'm doing. And I think Fulci was like, I'm not going to be able to do that. So he was like, but what I can do is I can go the other way and just lean in as hard as I can to this like awful gore. And like, that was kind of his way of being like, I can't beat him at this game, but I can do my own thing. And that's kind of how he wound up in this kind of arena.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And like, to
He's an
me,
interesting guy.
Argento's thing was always like, everybody loves to see beautiful women get killed. Like, that's kind of
Right. He is a misogynist.
Yeah, like his films, as much as I like some of them, feel way more misogynist or problematic, where they have like a lot of like more sexual assault and these things. And Fulci, to me, I mean, and maybe I'm just making excuses, but like even the New York Ripper, which I didn't watch for the longest time because I thought it was going to be just misogyny wall to wall. Like, it's so over the top.
It's not great.
It's not great.
It's not great.
But I mean, relative to his other films, it is, I guess.
Yeah. But I didn't come away from it feeling like, oh, Fulci hates women or anything like that. It was just like, well, that was awfully silly. You know, and then
He doesn't revel in the death. Well, I mean, Fulci obviously revels in the deaths of his victims in the films, but like not specifically women. Where I think Argento really does seem to take
fires up.
perverse
He fires
pleasure.
up a new production and does it, wringing his hands together, be like, "Ooh, I can't wait to kill Daria Nickelodeon."
Yeah,
again.
I watched Sleepless the other day, a couple weeks ago, and my God, I have seen so many of these movies, and I am not usually put off by gore. And in that movie, I was like, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah.
Just like take a breath.
Yeah. Well, it feels like Fulci, like the women aren't like, obviously there's nudity. Like you look at Zombie or something like that, where, you know, oh, well, she has to go nude scuba diving, of course. But I don't know. And maybe, again, I'm just making excuses because I like his movies. But it's not like I've seen
some of those things. I would say, I don't mean to interrupt you, but some of those things, like that scene in Zombie, that some of that stuff came. Let's see, Zombie wasn't Fulvia, but like it comes from above, you know, like we're gonna make this movie, it's got to have a degree of nudity in it, so like it comes from producers to put that sort of thing in, because I think like when he's sort of given real creative control, which is I think why this movie sort of succeeds on the level that it does, is there's nobody above him going, okay, now you got to do this, you got to have this, this is just a movie he wanted to make, and it comes across very agnostic in terms of violence directed at women, you know, that sort of thing. There's not a whole lot of male gaze in this,
right?
I mean, there is a character in this who spends pretty much the entire movie gaslighting the main character.
He's so shady. He's so shady.
Yeah.
Oh boy! Hey, before we get too far afield, let's have a look at the year that this all came out, shall we?
Sure, please do.
1981.
I remember it well.
Yeah. Back in the sweet spot. So here's some other Italian movies, horror movies released in 1981. The Black Cat, also by Lucio Fulci.
Boo.
Not terrible. Whenever I think of The Black Cat, I mistake it for Cat in the Brain, which is terrible.
That's a bad one too.
Yeah. Let's see. The House by the Cemetery, also by Lucio Fulci, came out that year.
Fucking love that movie so much.
Love it.
Not by Fulci. Cannibal Ferox came out.
Oh.
Yeah. I watched it recently. I remember that one being like a real meat grinder. It's a fucking meat grinder for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of those I haven't seen. I went through a real cannibal phase as a teenager when I was like, let's watch.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Faces of Death, and then the cannibal movies, and just whatever hardcore stuff you can get your hands on. And so,
yeah, as soon as I discovered Cannibal Holocaust, I was like, I must see them all. And then I saw some other ones and I was like, these aren't very good.
Yeah.
And they also just keep making the same movie over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. We've also got The Other Hell.
I don't know that one.
Anybody? No. That's by Bruno Mattei and Claudio Fragasso of Troll 2 fame.
Say no more.
And rounding it out, 1981, Porno Holocaust by Joe D'Amato.
Oh boy.
Speaking of misogyny,
Yeah.
Sort of porno riff on his own movie Anthropophagus. It is cheap, shitty, and tasteless in a particularly unpleasant way.
Now, listen, I know a lot about pornography, particularly of this era. And I watched that movie and I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't ever need to see any of these things again.
Wow.
Like, here's two things that do not go together and should never go together.
Joe D'Amato's movies have such a bitter ugliness about them. I hate all of them. I don't think there's a single one of his movies that I've seen that I actually like.
Anthropophagus, I think I like.
That one's okay, but also because of how absolutely outrageous it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, our cast and crew includes Lucio Fulci, Il Maestro, as we've mentioned. Yep, he was an avowed anti-fascist, anti-Marxist, and he came into the industry in the late 40s working on comedies, and like a lot of directors in England, became one of the many utility directors who could work on pretty much anything, but nothing interesting or particularly memorable. And I say this mostly because Italian comedies tend to be extremely Italian in a way that like anybody outside of the country don't really get.
It all just feels like the opening to Benny Hill. It's
I was
just
gonna say
Italian.
they're all like they're all a little sexy. It's like Benny Hill type shit.
Yeah.
Prior to the late 60s, he had done dozens of comedies, spy movies, and westerns. But it wasn't until 1969 that he truly found his footing with one on top of the other. Swinging sexy giallo. And even then, he's still a decade away from the era that he's best known for. To me, the most interesting thing about the guy is that for a lifetime of filmmaking, his best work is really only a handful of gory horror movies made between 1979 and 1981, beginning with
Seems
Zombie.
like he had fun, though.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like his career is so broad and sprawling, but like really his most notable stuff like landed within a couple of years.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that's to say nothing of like Lizard in a Woman's Skin, The Psychic, and Don't Torture a Duckling. All
Great
three
films.
of which I think are fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
He was really good at giallo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really into the Psychic these days. Like
I love The Psychic.
that's one of my Fulci sleepers that I love it.
I have put on like Lizard in a Woman's Skin like a million times just to sort of fall asleep to. It is a very, very weird, very psychedelic movie.
It's a very colorful movie, which I think is why I like it so much. It's got a fucking banging soundtrack, too.
It kicks ass. It really does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like his meteoric rise in the early 80s, his creative decline is just as dramatic and tragic.
Those recent releases, I think Cauldron put out that box set of like the house with the clock and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, those are tough to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have, but I think you sent it to me, but I have not watched it yet. The Devil's Honey.
Oh, there is a scene in The Devil's Honey that is so hilariously awkward to watch that I think I might have shut it off after that because I was like, I don't think I can do this movie.
Does it
I can't
involve a
handle
saxophone?
this. It sure does, and I could not. I was like, I don't think I can watch this anymore.
Because that movie's poster is amazing.
Oh, I told you, I still have the post. I have the signed postcard on my refrigerator, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the later
So
I try with them, even stuff like Enigma.
Oh yeah, I have struggled to find some stuff in there that I like, and I just can't. And it's really weird. And I think that it's mostly it's sort of the same thing that happened with a lot of these guys in the 80s, where I think a lot of the funding for these movies was coming through like not just international buyers, but it was also coming through like organized crime. And with the end of the years of lead, like a lot of that money kind of dried up. And so like the fucking 80s in Italy is just a wasteland.
I like some of that stuff though. Like I like A Blade in the Dark. I'm into that movie, but like I love some of the 80s stuff. I think because it's so weird and a little bit
Bava
cheesy.
also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's
also,
like one of the only one who's really kind of kicking it out because like at a certain point, a lot of these guys either move to America or they go into television, and it kind of leaves Fabrizio De Angelis on his own.
Well, that's what made him think he could make movies.
And that's when things get really kind of weird. But like, as I found out in the sort of research of this, that Karate Warrior series he did was ridiculously successful. And I don't understand it. There was a TV show.
Oh wow.
Hey,
Yeah.
everybody loves karate is the takeaway.
Exactly.
Why is there not more karate movies?
Bring them back.
For real, especially that one. So our cast, we got Catriona McCall,
Queen.
when a foot injury ended her dreams of professional dance, she was apparently quite good, a world-class ballerina.
Hey, happens to the best of us.
Acting came in to lift her up, and she ended up in a few TV and low-budget movie projects like Hawk the Slayer. Before heading to Italy specifically for City of the Living Dead, her agent apparently told her, "Hey, don't worry about it. That it's a violent movie, but nobody's going to see that one."
And she was like, and Christopher George will be in it, and he's in really good stuff all the time. I see Christopher George as a sign of quality all the time. Anytime someone's like, and it's got him in it, and I was like, well, good, count me in.
Maybe I could listening to this is a lot of these, like whenever like an American or like an English actor or actress finds themselves in like an Italian period, a lot of the times it comes from that, where they're like, it's easy money, and their agent is like, don't worry, nobody's going to see this movie, which is fucking hilarious in hindsight, because like Mimsy Farmer's agent said the same thing.
Well, that's how Christopher Lee got kind of roped into all that shit too.
Right.
Yeah.
And none of them prepared for every horror fan who's like, I saw that one movie that you did 20 years, 30, 40 years ago.
Oh yeah, nobody, not one of them could have ever possibly foreseen the rise of 4K.
Right, yeah. But now they love it.
Boutique Blu-ray.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the like coolest thing about horror fans is that I don't know it feels like most of us like do appreciate, no matter how quote unquote bad the movie is or whatever, it's like we just love it all. You know what I mean?
Watch it and celebrate it. Yeah.
Yeah. And celebrate the people who are in it. And it's like, oh, you're the person who chewed gum in the background of City of the Living Dead, and then you got your eyeball poked out. Oh, you're the best. Will you sign my thing? It's just, I love it.
Oh, and there's a lot of names that like I ordinarily like would not have really paid attention to unless they ended up in these movies, like Mimsy Farmer or Carol Baker or even like Barbara Boucher. Like these are people who 30 years ago I wouldn't have given a shit about these people, but I see their name on a poster now and it's like, oh, okay, I might have to see that movie.
Yeah, or the people who
From
like
1940.
literally were working like with the Hollywood studio system or something, and they were really popular or really prolific character actors in the 40s and nominated for Academy Awards, and then it dried up. And then they move over to Italy, and they're just in like 25 movies in a 2-year period. It's all so good.
I love
On
the
vacation in Milan.
Yeah.
I love the ones though who are like they will embrace that, and
Yeah.
maybe they didn't initially. I'm sure it's probably a little bit of a blow to your ego to like go from being a Hollywood, I don't know, star, but like a Hollywood actor to kind of being reduced to this. It's probably like there's an adjustment period. But I think eventually you see, it's like, oh my God, I can never remember her name. The one who plays Alice in Friday, the first Friday.
Oh,
Betsy Palmer. Adrian King. Adrian King.
Yes, Adrian King. Like people like her who like, they're like, wait, what do you mean? There's like people who want to just see me and sign a picture. And as soon as they learn that, they're like, oh, this is great. I love these people. I think Catriona MacColl is one of those people where she's like, oh, people liked me in this movie? Well, fucking great then. I'm in.
The very same show when I met Betsy Palmer, and she said very much that thing. It was like one of the first horror cons that she did was that year. That would have been like, I don't know, 2004, I want to say. She was like, I had no idea, like I knew people liked this movie, but I didn't know they liked it like this. And like, for years, like right up until her death, like she just did fan stuff and made a steady living at it. Catriona MacColl was at the same show, and she was like really kind of inundated and was very busy, so I didn't have much time with her, but she did sign my Beyond DVD.
Nice.
So it was nice. Yeah.
There's like a humility to that I really appreciate. Like it just shows like you appreciate me appreciating you, and that makes this experience so great. It makes me feel good about liking this stuff that everyone has historically told me is absolute garbage and makes me a weirdo.
Yeah.
And so there's something kind of nice to have them be like, oh yeah, no, this is great. I forgot about this movie and you all seem to love it. So hey, let's get together.
Yeah. So yeah, she came back again to star in this movie and then the lead in the Final Gates of Hell movie, The House by the Cemetery. She was offered the lead in New York Ripper, but I'm only speculating here, had enough of the brutality and moved on to further Italian film as well as in England and in France, where she now lives.
Yeah. I believe he wanted Tessa.
He wanted Tisa Farrow to do this.
And she was like, nope, I have decided to not be an actor anymore after that experience. Thank you very much.
She did Cannibal Ferox that year, where she had I think she'd had enough.
Yeah.
So we've also got David Warbeck. His introduction to Italian film came with Sergio Leone's A Fistful of Dynamite, a movie called Duck You Sucker.
Duck You Sucker. Also a great soundtrack.
Yep. And it flowered into a long career of Italian ripoffs in the 80s. His partnership with Fulci turned out this movie and The Black Cat with Antonio Margheriti. He did Ark of the Sun God and Treasure Island in Space, which is a fantastic title if I've ever seen. He's
also in one of the Karate Warrior movies.
He is in 2 of them and the TV show.
Nice. He's in Ratman, which is a movie that I really love.
Yep. And he is also in the utterly heinous 90s Giallo, the death rattle of Giallo proper, Fatal Frames. Which one of these days.
It's been on the schedule for years and we just keep booting it.
We are going to do it. That movie is incomprehensible.
It really is. But I love it because it's like husband and wife, like they thought it was going to be a star vehicle for Stefania Stella.
Oh, he thought that was, God, I always talk about him because he did all the music for this stuff. I can't remember his name now.
Oh,
Alfesta.
Yeah.
Alfesta did that. And and it was his wife. Oh shit, what's her name? Stefania
Stella. Yep. Yeah.
And the whole movie is basically people going, "Oh, you're such a wonderful actress. You're such a great singer."
I love that.
and then she acts
it's like
sings,
Trap.
and it's like, "Oh no,
yeah.
What are you doing?"
Yeah, it's so good. Oh god.
Oh, we gotta do it. That movie is bananas.
All right.
Yeah.
we gotta find somewhere to sneak that one on the schedule this year. And then rounding out our cast, Cinzia Monreale. She started this speaking of Joe D'Amato, she was the corpse and her twin sister in his scuzzy magnum opus Beyond the Darkness. And based on that alone, I am shocked that she kept acting. Prior to that trauma, she became a Fulci semi-regular, appearing in this first in his Western Silver Saddle, followed this movie up with an appearance in Warriors of the Year 2078, I think it's called.
Pretty decent film.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad post-nuke. Total abuse of the star filter. And then also, but she's also, I think the last thing she did with him is that bizarre TV movie he made, Sweet House of Horrors.
Those movies are bonkers. A couple of them are like so terrible that they're fun to watch because they're just like super goofy, and they have like Italian C-list actors that you recognize. And you're like, oh, that's the kid from Demons, not the blonde kid from Demons, but the teenagers. But some of them are so fucking bad that like they are unwatchable.
I have not seen that one, but I looked at the synopsis for it, and it sounded crazy.
Which one is that?
That's the one that it's called Sweet House of Horrors, and it sounds like it's Home Alone, but instead of the kids laying traps for some home invaders, it's the ghosts of their dead parents.
Okay, so this is the one that I watched, and I was like, this is such a good movie. Oh. It's so fucking dumb. It is very, very fun. Yeah. It's kind of like, what if The Funhouse was a made-for-TV movie? And a comedy. Oh. Maybe.
Right. So we got a few taglines here. Et tu vivrai nel terrore. Which means, and you will live in terror.
Oh, okay.
And then we got, and you will face the sea of darkness, and all therein may be explored.
Love it.
Sure. I love that one.
Yeah.
And you shall live in darkness for all eternity. And then the one that I think ran on Seven Doors of Death. Through the gates of hell they came from the beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing too
it's an art form, and very few people are good at it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of misinformation about the development of this movie. Everybody involved claims that it was their idea, obviously. Primarily Fabrizio De Angelis, Dardano Sacchetti, Fulci, and his script doctor, Giorgio Mariuzzi. But the entire project arose from a single sentence spoken to Sacchetti by De Angelis, and it was, a hotel built above hell. That's
there you go.
it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what you get. So,
yeah.
Well, look, Dardano Sacchetti is not going to fuck around. He's like, I have 48 hours to write a movie.
I have 50 scripts to turn into Fulvia films this week.
Yeah, when you look at his output from like 77 maybe to like 84, 85, it's just a movie a month at least. It's insane.
If Tito Carpi didn't write it, then Dardano Sacchetti wrote it. And it seems like if there's an Italian horror movie that you love, he wrote it. We have been celebrating this guy since the very first episode of this podcast, because he also wrote Amityville 2, which is our very first episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that, upon watching that like through this lens, these two movies got a little bit in common.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I mean,
yeah, but he
doesn't have a lot of time.
He could put out all those movies because, like, The Beyond, I was really struck this time by like. I mean, I know Fulci movies are just like mostly a simple idea, but there are so many sequences where there's no dialogue. It's like somebody walks into a room and they see something weird.
Close up to their eyes.
Yeah, close up to the eyes, and then it's quiet. And I realize he has to write all of that as well, but this is not complex. You know what I mean? This is not Noel Coward writing this or whatever. So.
So DeAngelis took this script concept to Sacchetti, who was writing pretty much everything for Fulvia at the time, and asked for him to elaborate on it a little bit more, a paragraph that he could take to artist Enzo Sciatti, whose art you've definitely seen if you're into Italian horror.
I mean, even if you're not into, he's
done a lot of American stuff.
Yeah, he's done a lot of American stuff. He did the Blue Velvet. He did the original, but he also did the most recent one, which is quite a scandalous. Enzo Sciatti is a fantastic. If you're a poster, like specifically like an Italian poster person, Enzo Sciatti is like someone you recognize. He did the art that he did for this, he uses in The Scorpion with Two Tails.
Yep.
It's that image with the guy with the knife. They also, the original advertising was done by Tino Avelli, who's another like titan of Italian posters. So like these two dudes really captured the vibe based on like one paragraph, maybe a couple sentences.
Yeah. Yep.
It's amazing.
So yeah, he took that with a dozen other posters and log lines, took them to the big Italian film market show MIFED, MIFED, where he enticed potential buyers by fraudulently claiming that each of the posters represented a movie currently in the early stages of production. And if he could raise a few $100,000 from buyers for this movie or that movie, he'd put that movie into production, projecting a total sales of about $1 million.
Do you think that he knew that this was basically how Roger Corman operated, or do you think it's just like some dudes are unscrupulous?
That's just how it was. Because I remember Dad used to get like a bunch of trade magazines also that I would occasionally flip through, and you would read these sort of like people from these sort of film market things where they would say the same thing, like this is what everybody was doing, and it always made me kind of wonder. You could prosecute somebody for fraud over these claims, but that's what everybody was literally doing. And so the people going in and putting money into these must have known. So they'd be like, aha, here's a movie that I think this would be a worthy investment of your money. It's currently in production. And the guys, the money guys would be like, yeah, sure. Fine. Here's like $100,000.
Look, it's called Porno Holocaust. You're going to love it. The kids are going to go crazy for it.
Sacchetti wrote the entire script in a couple of days based on his own 26-page treatment, turned it over to Fulci, who worked with his writer Giorgio Mariuzzi to work in their own ideas, which were primarily death scenes and a bit of connective tissue to give the script some narrative flow that it didn't actually have. In Sacchetti's original version, the roles were reversed. McCabe was the owner of the house and Liza was the doctor. He also reuses a lot of stuff from City of the Living Dead made the year before, such as windows suddenly bursting open and a torrent of maggots blowing in, and an annoying little boy who seems to be present in a lot of Fulci's movies at the time.
One boy in particular.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, I know that there's some stuff in the Beyond that is crazy, a little fantastical, hard to believe. So at least they didn't have a woman doctor, because to me, that would have just been like...
Listen, that is over the line.
Exactly.
In Italy, they looked at Sacchetti's scripts and were like, Mamma mia, you're so crazy.
I think I have a note somewhere in here that's basically just like him being like, I'm a doctor and I know stuff, and you're a woman and you're stupid and you don't. So shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy, Sacchetti's treatment is a lot less frantic and weird than Fulci's movie. It actually seems to be quite a bit more like The House by the Cemetery. Because because if you get that one through Grindhouse releasing that like that big The Beyond box that they put out, it actually has the 26-page treatment that's translated into English. And I'm reading this, and like the Spike zombie character basically just stalks around the hotel basement the entire time,
and he looks exactly like Dr. Freud's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they clearly were like, well, we've got that thing. Can we just take some pieces of that? Because these are back to back that they filmed these movies.
Yeah. Everybody who returns from hell looks like that. That's just how it is, you know.
Just a little snotty.
Yeah.
Like they all need a tissue.
Yeah.
Actress Stefania Cassini declined the role of Emily because of this one requirement, the requirement to wear the cataract contacts. And man, I get it, because these are not the soft contact lenses of today. They were made of fucking glass.
And painted. They're hand painted with acrylic paint, which is just like, she's wearing these and they're basically just scratching up her eyes the whole time.
Because they're not like the little contact lenses you put on. These things are like, they're like the scleral lenses that like Pinhead has. They cover your entire eyeball.
Yeah.
And so every time you move, you're just scraping your eyeballs against the edges of this thing.
Yeah, they look like Pringles. Like it's so painful every time you get a close up of her eyes. You can just tell that it must have been excruciating for her to have those.
It must have felt like you had like a pound of sand in your eyes that you can't wipe out.
Yeah. Ugh. Worth it though. Good movie.
The things we do for art.
Yeah.
Yep. And when we were watching the other night, this one's for the listener who asked me, like, how do you think they did that melting face? Like the part where the lady falls down and the acid pours on her face. I love that scene. Well, here's how they did it. They actually poured acid on a life cast of her face.
Oh my gosh. It all feels like that, like an 8th grade science experiment, like the baking soda and the vinegar where you make a volcano. Like that's what it all reminds me of, that kind of
it's all foamy.
Yeah.
And
It's so gross.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, they poured sulfuric acid on a life cast of Laura DeMarchi's face. It's layered with clay, which is what reacts with the acid. So it's like layers of the color. So it's like red, bloody, and then it's all like the nasty black color that
Love it.
indicates that it's being burned. Fucking fantastic.
So good.
But yeah, if you want that effect, just pour acid on it.
Oh, there you go.
I don't recommend that. That seems like a bad idea to encourage people to do that.
Listen, if Gennetto De Rossi says it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah, if the Italians are doing it, then it's safe. You know,
Clearly, they wouldn't have done it if it was dangerous.
Avon is taken from the fiction of author Clark Ashton Smith, whose work is adjacent to H.P. Lovecraft and is included in the broader Cthulhu mythos cycle. In Smith's stories, Avon is a sorcerer in a series of weird sword and sorcery stories, heavily influenced by Robert E. Howard's Conan stories. And then just a couple more notes here. Originally released in the United States in 1981 as Seven Doors of Death. It was known in
83.
Oh, in 83 is when it came out?
Yeah, 83, 84 is when it reached the U.S.
Okay. And then it's known in Denmark as Voodoo House of Death.
Oh,
okay.
No.
That feels racist to me.
Yep. No.
Yep. And lastly, there is a Dutch text adventure for the Commodore 64 based on this game.
What?
Yeah. It's like if you're old and you remember this shit, it's like Zork, where it's like you're standing on a path and the hotel is over there and you hear footsteps coming near you. What do you do? And then you type like go north, get bread, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep. I found an emulated version on a Commodore 64 website. You can play it in your browser, but you need to be able to read Dutch and speak it.
Oh, well.
Dutch.
Oh, well.
The Danes love to have fun.
Yeah.
How about press reactions?
Okay, so I was really only able to find Seven Doors of Death because I do not have
that makes
access
sense.
to Italian newspapers. And I threw in one from the Grindhouse 98 release as well. All right, so this is from Kevin Thomas, Los Angeles Times, my weird little Kevin Thomas. He said,
We love Kevin Thomas.
I do, actually. Visually, the film is quite elegant, thanks to Glenn Kemble's camera, I guess. I don't know. These must be the names that they're just using. And Janis Klepner's inspired Janis Klepner. That's the best part. Yeah. And Janis Klepner's inspired production design. But as a thriller of the occult, it's overly familiar. Just another rotting flesh ghoul parade. Seven Doors of Death is clearly the work of people trying to create a sophisticated horror piece, only to be undone by trite, underdeveloped material. In their defense, Seven Doors of Death is a pretty hacked up version of this movie.
They had to chop the shit out of it in order to get an R rating. And also, I think they did a lot of like moving bits and pieces around to give it something approaching a story.
Yeah, I mean, not like The Beyond is going to be more coherent, but
yeah, I think
definitely what you need to do in order to make this movie make sense is cut things out.
Yeah,
I think Seven Doors of Death is a banger of a title, though. Honestly,
it is really good.
Like, it's better than The Beyond, and I wish that there had been the entire sevenology, whatever the word for that is, of these movies. Like, I think even though it would have been a rotting corpse, some zombies, a lot of gore, and now
something
it's here.
In the basement.
Yeah, something in the basement, and now, we're at this door over in Pittsburgh or whatever. But, I'm in. So, oh well.
I certainly would have bought them.
Yeah.
But I'm not exactly a discerning consumer. From the Akron Beacon Journal, that old standard, the old gray lady, Bill O'Connor, at the end of the movie, the dead walk. They come out of the morgue, they show up in elevators, then the people leave the movie theater. They look just like the dead people who walked out of the morgue. Maybe this is not an art movie. Maybe this is a documentary. Zing! Got him. Got him, O'Connor.
Get out of here with that shit.
Like, got him.
It really is like a gotcha.
Yeah.
In your face, horror movie freaks.
Yeah.
This is Bill Kelly, South Florida Sun Sentinel. The 1.5-star rating, lifting Seven Doors of Death marginally above such recent stiffs as Deadly Spawn and Gates of Hell, is for the camera work and the pre-credits sequence, which isn't bad. That's his whole review.
Wow.
First of all, be nice to Deadly Spawn. They made that movie on like $5, and that
and
monster,
a dream,
and that monster puppet is amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's the 1998. This is the Grindhouse re-release of this, and this is from Steve Murray, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Pitched as a midnight movie, this incoherent, artistic zombie shocker is a succession of lame gore effects and actors so hootably bad that they'll make you wince more often than the shock effects. In terms of its main course, the gross outs beyond churns out effects that may have looked good in 1980. That you need something other than a comma there, Steve.
A semicolon, perhaps.
Yes, or an end dash. Beyond churns out effects that may have looked good in 1981, but today look like oatmeal and Play-Doh mannequins drenched in Caro syrup. Hey, I like it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take the Caro syrup.
What do you expect?
What's your problem, Steve? What, you don't like movies?
God damn it, Steve.
Sorry, there's no computers, Steve.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And finally, my favorite critic of all time. The one to which we should all aspire. The IMDb user. Here we go. The title of this review is, I could have pulled a better film out of my ass. Exactly why Lucio Fulci is regarded as a master of horror is beyond my understanding.
Oh boy.
Okay, see that?
Very nice. Very nice.
This is a shockingly amateurish, nonsensical, plodding bore of a movie with no point to make. It feels like a collection of disconnected scenes written by a 5-year-old, though I am sure that a kid could write better dialogue. Look, are they wrong? No. But do I like it? Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, what's wrong with all that? Nothing.
Yeah, that sounds like a good strategy.
I would like to see what this person has reviewed positively.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I wish you could, like, I
think you can.
Like, do a double look up and kind of like see what these guys are actually reviewing positively.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to guess The Godfather Part 2. I don't know. The Matrix?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to dive into this movie right after these messages. So, we open on some sepia tone footage of dudes in rowboats rowing up on the Seven Doors Hotel. A
Doing
hotel in
sepia because that's how they'll know it's old.
Exactly.
and nothing says old timey like a good sepia tone.
It's like
And there are so many mustaches.
they just stepped out of getting their Six Flags old timey photos taken.
They threw down their muskets and ran to the boat.
Love it.
So apparently this hotel is only accessible by boat. Seems like a significant barrier to patronage, but
Except when it's not, because 5 seconds later, a bunch of people show up in 2 cars. So why the boats then, fellas?
Yeah. So all of these guys, except for the lead guy with the chain, were literally found in a French Quarter bar the night before they shot this scene.
Oh, wow.
I feel like if I was sitting in a bar and someone walked in and they were like, hey, does anybody want to be in a horror movie? I'd be like, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, I do. Right now. Let's go.
Yeah. A lone woman inside creeps around the inside by an oil lamp as a storm rages outside. On a table nearby, she spots a book titled Avon. Now, in a room up above, a dude in room 36. You get that? 36. Paints a macabre picture as the lady reads the book of Avon, a bunch of prophecies, while the rowboat dudes stream into the hotel right past the sweaty clerk who watches them with wild eyes.
I love that they run by him and as like he pays them no mind and they pay him no mind, but they all run up as if to be like, don't mind us, we're just here to burn the witch.
Yeah, but he's all sweaty, so you know that he is nervous about what's happening. So
there's a lot of sweaty dudes in this movie too.
yeah,
I read a bunch of different analyses of this film, through various lenses. And one of the academic approaches to this is like, this is a metaphor for racism in America. And I was like, I don't know about that, but maybe just in this moment? I don't know.
Right, the one black character is in this scene.
One black guy you see.
Yeah.
So they bust into room 36 and stare the artist down before advancing on him and whipping his face with chains, blaming him for whatever is wrong with the town right now.
I love it. I was just gonna say, I love that Fulci from the jump is doing one of the things that I love that he does, which is there's a wound, and then we get the zoom on the wound just to make sure you see, did you see that gross thing that I just did? It's right there. I love it. I
actually have a note that says, I appreciate a movie that opens with such tremendous gore.
Yeah.
So the girl continues to read the book, learning that the 7 gates to hell are hidden here on Earth as the torch and pitchfork mob drags the artist to the basement and continue to whoop on him therein. They get some nails and they crucify him against the wall, and then they scoop up what I've always assumed to be hot wax or something, and then they throw it on the poor dude, causing his face to melt off.
I feel like, though, the worst part is when they drove the nails into his body. I feel like the wax part is kind of like, I don't know, you could have done something. If you want to add insult to injury, you already did something pretty bad.
Right. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Body of Evidence starring Madonna and Willem Dafoe, where she drips hot wax on him. So, I mean, it can't be that bad, right?
In a very sexy moment, no less.
She, firmly in her sexy Willem Dafoe period.
Yep. That we have all had at one point or another in our lives. Also, this is where the incredible score kicks in. We have not mentioned Fabio Frizz's score yet.
It is so goddamn good. Because, as his face is melting, you get that dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee thing.
A motif he will use a million other times, and God bless him for it.
I fucking love it. It's it's that and that cool piano motif that he does. It's really, really angular. He doesn't reuse it, but he uses the same sort of idea in Manhattan Baby, which is about the best thing I can say about that movie.
Yeah. And this score sounds, the main theme, like do 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 do, is kind of like the zombie main theme, just reversed almost. But I have to say, I have to brag a little bit, is that one of my greatest experiences is going to see The Beyond with Fabio Frizzi doing the score live. I went to
We went and saw him do Zombie
Oh,
in
God.
Boston. Yeah.
And it was super fun.
Yeah.
I mean, he just seemed like he was having so much fun
Yeah.
doing this.
Oh, God. So good. If anybody has the opportunity, even if you don't like Fulci, you don't like these movies, go anyway and close your eyes. Like, it's so worth it. So,
Yeah. It's that. And I also recommend Claudio Simonetti's live experiences.
You'll see a little tiny Italian man having the time of his life.
yeah.
Yep. So now we cut to 1981, and the hotel is now in disrepair. Liza moves to New Orleans from the big city to restore it upon inheriting it from a relative. And one of the painters is up on the scaffolding, is caught off guard when he spots a woman with the worst cataracts you've ever seen. Then he falls to the ground, sustaining a crazy injury.
It's a real slapstick moment.
It's like he slipped on a banana peel.
It really does feel.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh.
Yep. And he's practically dying from falling 10 feet.
The wound that he sustained, first of all, I don't know where his wound actually is, but it looks like all of his organs have exploded inside of him, and he's just like bleeding out of everywhere.
You see him land on the ground, like legs first, and then there's blood just pouring out of his mouth.
Yeah. So good.
So Liza has a weirdo assistant call the doctor, and along comes Dr. John McCabe to check him out.
Oh, the weirdo assistant. It's Arthur. And I was just like, why? I want like a spin-off movie about Arthur and Martha.
Well, you're not going to get it because they die.
They do die. But he's so like, he just looks so forlorn the whole time. Like he's just like, oh, Arthur can't do anything right.
It feels like, I will say, even though this is, I guess the most uncut kind of version of the film, it still feels like we're missing pieces, transitions, some vital information, because stuff just happens and you're like, oh, I get it. I guess there's like teleporting magic kind of like in City of the Living Dead or whatever, but it's like,
oh yeah.
So it's sort of, there's a few connections that aren't being made, like with Arthur and Martha and,
Oh yeah, things will
Dardano
happen
Sacchetti
in this movie.
had 2 days to make this movie.
I know.
There are different times in this movie where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we're in a jazz bar now, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, the acid
A
is
lot of
pouring
hard transitions.
Yeah, the acid is pouring on your face because you fell, I guess. Yeah, okay, sure.
Now, who knocked that jar over?
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, this injury, it's pretty bad, you guys.
Yeah.
So this man needs a doctor. So they hoist him up and drag him out. And as they're about to leave, I call him Liza's bro in here because I don't know what his actual relationship to her is.
I think he's an architect.
Something like that.
Yeah.
A designer.
He's also going to work for her for free, as we later learn.
Listen, hey, just
as
until you get up
architects
on your feet.
often do.
Yeah. So he draws her attention to a strange picture leaning against the wall, and it's the painting that the artist was working on at the beginning of the movie. And then just then a bell rings very fucking loudly, implying that someone in room 36 needs assistance or something.
And he says, oh, you've already scored a client. And for some reason, I just wrote down, already scored a client.
Yeah. Typical hotel speak, right?
Yeah. Enter Joe the plumber. Not that one. This one.
I want to stop and talk about Joe the plumber because I think it's an adorable story. Apparently, the guy who plays Joe the plumber was like, he had recently become friendly with Lucio Fulci. He's not an actor. He's kind of a industry adjacent type guy. And they really hit it off and they had a lot of fun. He's like, hey, you should come with me. And the guy's like, well, I'm not in the movie. I'm not working on the movie. And he's like, I'm going to write a part just for you so you can come to the US with me and we can just hang out.
Aww.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I don't want to be bored.
Oh.
Yeah, so Joe the
adorable.
plumber is in Sacchetti's original is in his original script, but he just kind of gets killed. He's like a body that just kind of gets dumped, and he comes back a little later on, but he's not as present in the movie as Fulci made him. So I love that story. He's like,
I think
hey,
it's super
come
cute.
hang out. I really like you. We'll have a good time. I'll make this character like be in the movie a lot.
I love that.
It does make sense too, though. Like Lucio Fulci does not speak English. I mean, maybe a little bit, like here and there, but for the most part, he does not speak English. So they're shooting in the U.S. I'm going to guess a lot of the crew is probably American. The actors are from kind of all over the place, but so he doesn't have a lot of people around him that he can just sort of like talk to directly one-on-one and just kind of cool out.
Yeah.
And so like he's like, I'm just going to bring my buddy with me. And he's going to be in the movie too. I got to justify it somehow.
Yeah.
And is this me just seeing more? But did you guys get the idea, or maybe it was stated explicitly and I missed it, that Joe is Arthur's father? Or there's some kind of relationship, because it's like, hello, Joe. Oh, hello, Martha. They have a thing. And then Arthur is a little wary of Joe at times. And so I'm wondering.
My impression was that he's like the local handyman kind of guy. Like it's like a small town and everybody knows each other type of thing. Where it's like New Orleans is actually not a small town. It's a kind of a sprawling city. But
right. But the swamp area, I guess.
Yeah. Like it just like you get that feeling like, oh, he's been here before a bunch of times. We all know each other type of deal. Yeah. That was my impression. He also has a license plate that says Jesus is the answer.
Yep.
But I like your version of it. I wish
I love it too.
I felt some vibes between him and Martha, especially. But then, I mean, Martha's a bit of a sourpuss, let's be real. But I don't know.
That's why their relationship didn't last.
Yeah, maybe it was just me desperately trying to flesh out the script a little bit. I don't know.
I need one satisfactory answer.
Yeah.
So he's here to deal with a small leak in the basement. I kid. The entire fucking basement is flooded. Like you could drown in this mess. It's so flooded.
Yeah.
Joe and Liza go down and they're greeted by yet another one of Liza's freaky assistants, Frau Blucher.
Really, she just sort of emerges from the darkness and she's like, I've made a path for Joe.
Just for Joe.
And I was like, does she live down here? What's happening?
And she constructed the wood plank bridge that like transcends the whole basement. And Liza is,
which is weird.
Liza is immediately, they go downstairs, the basement is completely flooded. And Liza literally says, how long is this going to take? It's like, whoa, Jesus Christ, I don't even know what the problem is yet.
And later she's going to be like, well, look, I got stuck with these two and they're not very helpful. It's like, bitch, she just fucking laid out an entire plank board path for you. I would say she's good at some things, less good at others. Yeah. She's not a people person.
No.
So yeah, she made out this little path for him just for Joe. She says she's very emphatic about that, to travel easily to the other end of the basement. Isn't that nice of her? Everybody is just acting so shady in this movie. Joe checks out the leak. It's a couple of pipes, just pouring water into the basement. Then he knocks down the wall.
You see, now here's your problem. You got a portal to hell in your basement.
Yeah. He's discovering a whole walled off section of the basement when he knocks just a little hole through the wall. And then the place where it turns out it's the place where the artist was killed. And the wall is suddenly eroded by water, and a hole appears, and a nasty ass hand reaches out and squeezes Joe right on the face, causing his eye to pop out.
And
this is the part that made me think, oh, it's fantastic.
It's a great jump scare.
It's the first time like you really know what you're getting to, because like his eye comes out and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going, it's gonna be that kind of movie. This is the part that made me think of Amityville 2, because the whole thing when they go in the basement, they got the whole shit closet thing down there. Okay. So upstairs, Liza finds Arthur, the sweaty assistant pervert, going through a room, just looking for keys, he says. And then she orders him to...
Arthur has a real, like... Torgo vibe to him.
Very big time.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he just pooped his pants all the time.
Yeah.
And he's worried somebody's going to smell it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or he did it in the corner. He's waiting for you to find it.
I couldn't wait.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This is just the wrong room for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then she fucking orders him to go up onto the roof and check the chimney out.
The chimney.
And later she's just going to be like, these two layabouts, what am I to do with them? And it's like, well, maybe don't have them climb up the chimney.
As she explains, she's like, they came with the house. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Did you buy these people?
I have a note that says, no, Liza, people don't come with the house.
Right, yeah. If these two want to ever get paid, they're really going to have to step it up. Like, you can't tell me she's actually paying these people either.
My God.
Oh, God. So Liza drives over the Pontchartrain Causeway on her way into town and is stopped when she comes upon a blind woman and her dog just hanging out there in the middle of the street.
It is a banger of a shot, though. This is such a cool moment.
There's definitely a reason that, like, when you see promotional materials for this movie, it's always this shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, having driven over that bridge a bunch of times, it is a very, I don't know how to describe it. It's a very, like, cinematic place. Because, you know, on both sides of you are the swamps and the fucking bayou. Like, it looks very cool. It's not, at least the last few times I was there, was not, like, heavily traveled, even though it is, like, the route out of New Orleans. It's just super interesting to look at. And I think this is such an effective, like, if you buy the Mondo release of the soundtrack, the original one has just that shot on it because it's so awesome.
It's really kind of
and also,
liminal. It looks in this,
yes.
like, and it fits with the whole cosmic ideas of this movie or whatever. But it's sort of like, where are they? Like, they're in a space that is as empty and liminal as the end of the movie, but it's also civilization,
but
you know?
Then she gets out of the car and they kind of ruin that whole vibe, because I think that is the perfect way to describe it. And then she gets out and she's just like, "You are Liza." And it's like, well, did someone drop you off here?
Right, yeah.
Have you been waiting here all day?
Yeah. It's the woman from the beginning of the movie who read the Book of Avon. And she's also the face in the window that the painter saw before he fell off. So without explanation, she knows who Liza is, explaining that she's been looking for her. And for some reason, Liza brings her home. And her name is Emily, and she issues a dire warning: you must leave this place.
Yeah.
Back down in the basement, Frau Blucher goes looking for Joe the plumber. Down below,
she's like shouting out his name, like calling out to him. And I was like, how big is this basement? If you don't mind my asking.
Yeah. And then she finds him just slumped over there. And then she turns him around and finds his face all jacked up from being squeezed by zombie hands. And then she watches passively, just totally unmoved by the sight of this dude vomiting out his insides right before her very eyes.
Not this again.
Yeah.
But then she spots a dead body floating up from the depths of the basement flood, and that's what scares her.
Yeah. Well, you know, she came with the building, so she knows what's going on.
That's true. She's old hat when it comes to bodies floating up from the basement.
You know, that's just another quirk of the Seven Doors Hotel.
So at the morgue, Dr. John McCabe and Dr. Al Cliver see to an autopsy of Joe the plumber.
Here's what I love. They brought Al Cliver from Italy to the United States just to shoot this minor role.
Did they shoot those scenes in America?
I think almost all of this movie is shot on location. There are, some pickup stuff probably that they did in studios. So maybe not, but I was just like, did they bring him? Because they also have all the rest of the cast is pretty much there for this too. Because they will shoot in the same location a lot. Yeah. The other thing I love is that obviously this is it's not really a person laying on the thing. It's like a prop body. And even though it's not a real person, they still went ahead and just made him just as furry as can be.
Yes.
And I thought, what a nice detail.
Hand stitched. I love that Al Cliver.
That's not lace front.
I love that Al Cliver's in this, though, because I think I love The Beyond. I love The House by the Cemetery, but I think Zombie might be my favorite Fulci movie. And so I just love him popping up in this. And I love it when directors work with so many of the same casts frequently. It just, I don't know, it gives me good vibes.
Oh yeah, I get the same thing whenever Giovanni Radici comes into the movies. So they're doing an autopsy of Joe the plumber and the other corpse from the basement. And McCabe finishes up and skedaddles. Dr. Al Cliver, for reasons I'll never understand, is checking the corpse for vital signs and then leaves through a sliding steel door.
Well, they also have one. So they have like the one that I think bubbles up from below. They've got that one laid out on a table, and they have like the electrodes on his head. And it's
that's what I'm talking about.
Expect to hear?
Yeah,
that's the thing. So, that is a sort of a bigger part of Sacchetti's original sort of script that just kind of they left in for some reason.
So they were not working. They were working when they were shooting. They didn't have a shooting script and they didn't have a full script. They were working from his original 26-page treatment. So
That's
maybe
amazing.
they shot some of this when they still had that. And then eventually they were like, well, this isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, because Sacchetti's script, the whole Dr. Liza character, her whole thing is she's on the verge of this like amazing discovery because this body that's been dead for like 60 years is somehow showing signs of life.
Oh, and here, and then like when it trickles down to here, McCabe is like, you and your crazy experiments. I have things to do. And he's like, whatever, here's my electrodes.
Yeah, listen, I'm out of here. I got to go neg this lady at his
Seriously.
Yeah.
So now in walks Joe the plumber's wife and daughter Jill. His wife's name doesn't really matter because she's about to buy the farm. She goes into the morgue alone and scopes out all the naked bodies just lying there and coming upon her husband and then comes upon her husband Joe's zombie squeezed face. And then out in the hall, an orderly pushes a body past Jill on the squeakiest cart that ever was.
Okay, so what I love about the squeaky cart guy is that he's pushing it down. It's just like I don't know, it's just kind of a character beat or something. And it's like pushing it down the hallway, and it reminds me of that Anne Frank bit from Family Guy where they're all in the attic and Peter's eating chips very loud. Because here's this little girl sitting in the hallway, and she's just like, my father has died, I am very sad. And then the guy's just like, squeak! Hallway, while her mother, for some inexplicable reason, has wandered into the morgue by herself to, I guess, redress the body.
Yeah.
And I'm no mortician, obviously, but I think there has to be a better way to do this. She's in there cutting up the suit, like
she is acting as funeral director before they've done an actual autopsy or released the body or anything. She's got her candles and her rosary beads and like a full suit for him. Like she's getting him ready for the funeral for whatever reason. Makes no sense.
And then she's like, there's like blood all over the suit. And it's like, yeah, because they just finished cutting up his body. Maybe you could give it a minute. Also, don't just walk in there.
Right.
Yeah. But also at the same time, this is when I was watching this with headphones the other night. It was the very first time that I'd ever really noticed it or paid attention. The sound design in this movie is fucking crazy. Because whenever like spooky, weird stuff is happening, there is this like because there's the music, but then under the music is all this like moaning and laughing sounds and like people whispering. It's cool. It's cool as hell. I'd never paid attention to that. Yeah. But back inside the morgue room, Mrs. Joe the plumber has Joe dressed up in a suit, ready for funeral. And then she freaks out when she sees the mummified corpse. Understandably, I'd probably freak out too.
That's why you don't just wander into a morgue, lady.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have stuff like that there.
And then our attention is drawn to a big bottle of acid just up on the top shelf. Uncapped.
Where you keep it. Just loose bottles of acid.
Just a giant beaker full of acid on a top shelf.
Just filled right to the brim.
Yeah. And she's like, I just love the way this whole thing plays out. It's like, okay, we have to get the acid onto her face. How are we going to do it? We'll just do it.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who cares? Because
it's a real, like, how do we, like, A to B to C, how are we going to do it? No time!
Yeah.
Lay down!
Yeah.
So Jill comes in just in time to see it pouring onto the face of her mother, who is lying motionless on the floor. The acid melts her face right off. It's gross as hell.
It is the tide of bloody foam that I find so disgusting. And it gets like increasingly darker and more red as it spreads.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Gennaro De Rossi, you fucking maniac. Jill backs away from the approaching tide of gory acid sludge. She tries to hide in a freezer, but a zombie is there waiting for her. And now Liza, meanwhile, is out for a night on the town with Dr. McCabe.
It is a hard cut to some swanky jazz. It's New Orleans, baby.
We go from Jill, close up of Jill screaming, right to a close up of a dude playing clarinet.
Yeah. Like, I just love that it's like a child about to encounter excruciating extreme violence. And then it's like, meanwhile, the hotties are on their date. Like, whatever.
And she is drinking. I don't know what she is drinking. It looks like some giant ice cream sundae. She's a real classy lady.
This is the best because she explains that her life has basically sucked and she has failed at everything. And if this doesn't work out, she's fucked.
Yeah.
And as she's saying this, she's remarkably chill about the whole affair. And then McKay,
And just remember that in Sacchetti's original one, she was like the mastermind doctor.
Right.
And now she's just like, I'm a lady and I can't do anything. Wah,
Yeah,
wah.
me no.
I don't know. I don't know how to have a job.
Yeah.
Thank God someone left me a hotel. This is also where she tells us that Arthur and Martha came with the hotel. Like in this country, there's a whole history of that sort of thing, and it is not a good one.
Specifically right there in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is about racism. See, we blew off that theory.
I know. It's too quick to throw that out the window.
So McCabe gets a call from the hospital who knew he was going to be at this jazz bar somehow. It's bad news, I'm afraid.
It's just like this is where he goes every night.
Yeah.
It's his regular
Indicates that he
hangout.
has a drinking problem.
At the funeral for Jill's parents, Emily is posted up nearby while Jill mourns. I guess she's
This-
okay after the zombie attack. Good
What
for
I
her.
love about this funeral moment is the priest sort of just like adding insult to injury. And hey, maybe this is just religion as a whole, but he is just like, well, now poor Jill is all alone in the world, totally helpless. She has no money, no family. She'll probably starve in a matter of days.
Oh shit! That was another detail of Fulci's life that I did not mention. When he was a child, his father, it's not really clear who his father is, sort of bailed on his mom and him, and so like they had to kind of scramble
Oh,
by themselves.
there you go.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I also have a note that just says Jill the plumber for some reason.
Oh, she was
She's gotta-
apprenticing with her dad. Oh,
She has to rescue the family business. That legacy must live on.
right.
I think for some reason this might be where I realized that she is Joe the plumber's daughter. For some reason I had missed that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's just me reminding myself.
It's never explicit. That's the thing.
Right.
Is you kind of have to put this together from what vague pieces the movie is giving you.
Yeah, like that
And
could have
all
been
of the
her
corpses
husband.
look the same.
It could have been her husband that she was putting the suit on, or this could just be like her kink that she goes to the morgue sometimes and does this. You know?
This is her hobby.
Yeah, you never know.
When Jill's eyes are revealed, they're all whited out like Emily's are. So down in the basement of the hotel, the flood is really turning up. It's wild. It's also really windy. And Liza returns to find Emily in the dark, calling out to her. Since Liza won't split this literal hell house, she's going to have to give it to her straight.
Well, why did Liza just show up in her house? She's like, we're friends now. We met out on the road one day.
Emily?
Yeah.
Oh, Emily. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like Emily, she brought her home to her place and then was like, peace out. I got to go have drinks with this hot doctor.
Right.
And Emily was like, it's cool. I'll be here when you get back with dire warnings and omens.
Yeah.
And I will say these shots of her when she's telling this sort of like story about the house being on the
Again.
gates of hell, they look awesome.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Again, another sort of like regular image is that sort of like weird close up of Emily speaking and she's kind of like off center.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
the
hell of a
lighting is
shot.
incredible.
Yeah. I do like that when they first met and Emily was like, I have warnings for you. You must leave the house. Liza's like, what are you talking about? And Emily literally just says, just take my word for it. And now, a half an hour later, Emily is basically like, fine, I'll tell you the story if you need more details.
She does seem really put out that she's just like, well, I guess my word isn't good enough.
60 years ago, everyone in the hotel vanished, and then the painter, Zweig, found the key to the gate that the hotel sits on, one of the 7 gates of hell. And then she hears a bell ringing in room 36 and concludes that Zweig has returned from the grave.
And when the bell rings, Emily shouts out, there's the bell. And I wrote, yeah, I can hear it. Thanks.
Okay, she's clearly blind and not deaf. So
So she runs her hands over Spike's painting and finds him covered in blood and then runs off into the foggy evening.
This is also where Liza tells her, I'm from New York and I don't believe in ghosts. And I was like, what do those two things have to do with one another?
She's a cosmopolitan modern woman.
I guess.
Yeah.
Not like these superstitious rubes down in New Orleans.
oh.
So Liza uses a hatchet to bust her way into room 36, which seems a little excessive to me.
Yeah, lady, that's your house.
Right.
Just, I don't know, take it off the hinges or something.
Arthur, replace this door.
Meanwhile, Arthur's Bill like hewing a new door behind her. She's like, this lazy motherfucker.
She finds the Book of Avon there, and then the closet door mysteriously opens on its own. And so she checks the bathroom and is frightened away when lightning flashes and thunder cracks and the mummified corpse of Spike is found nailed to the wall. As she runs downstairs just as Dr. John stumbles in. I'm sure he's going to be totally cool about this.
Oh,
Yeah, super supportive.
Speaking of not
So
taking
together-
a word for it. Yeah.
Right. Together they check the room out and find nothing there. My dude is smug as hell.
Yeah.
She tells him about...
in his defense, though, she starts with a crucified corpse in the bathroom, follows that up with a blind girl who mysteriously lives down by the river. It's like,
Yeah.
you're not really helping your cause here, Liza.
A few too many ice cream sundaes at the bar there.
Exactly. Couple of hurricanes
Yeah.
later.
She tells him about Emily, and he's like, who's that? Apparently, he knows everybody around town and has never heard of Emily. Also, the Book of Avon is missing mysteriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In town, Liza is out for a walk with Martin, her manager or something, and then she passes...
He's the architect, because this is where he's just like, well, I have all these ideas. And she's like, I don't have any money. And he's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to do this major renovation for free, I guess.
So she passes a bookstore and sees through the window that they have the Book of Avon there. So she busts in to check it out and finds a shopkeeper just laughing and laughing.
I love this part.
Yeah.
When she picks up the book, she finds that it's not the book that she thought it was, and he continues to laugh and laugh and laugh.
It's a real, like, why there hasn't been a Book of Avon here for 25 years. Like, it's just this mysterious moment, and he's giggling away.
She's like, this was supposed to be the Book of Avon. Jackie Collins' Hollywood Wives. What is this?
I would argue that's a better
Right,
choice.
Exactly.
So Martin goes to the local Athenaeum to check out the plans for the hotel. He's helped by Fulci himself in his cameo.
Who is just peas and carrotsing his way through, like, the few English phrases he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about to close up, so Fulci excuses himself and leaves. And Martin climbs up a ladder and finds the book that he's looking for.
Now, let me tell you something. I have spent a good amount of time in libraries and archives in my past. And I promise you, there is no way in hell that an archivist is just going to be like, I'm going to lock up and leave you here.
Yeah.
Like, they literally, like, stand next to you while you look at stuff. And they're like, are you done? Are you done yet? Stop. Why are you touching that? Don't touch
Gotta
that.
put the gloves on.
Yeah.
And he's just like, just put it back when you're done.
Yeah. Just put it anywhere.
Lock up and turn the lights out. I'm out.
So yeah, Martin climbs up the ladder, finds the book he's looking for, and then inside he finds a strange plan, which makes it seem much larger than it is. But before he can tell anybody, lightning strikes outside and he falls off the ladder, cracking his head on the floor. And then to make matters worse, a shitload of tarantulas come skittering out from out of nowhere and climb all up on him, where they all take a bunch of nasty ass bites out of him. It is
Question,
simultaneously...
are they all real tarantulas, or are perhaps some of them not real tarantulas?
It is simultaneously the cheesiest shit I've ever seen. It's also gross as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then they
I
make
will
sure to
say-
eat out one of his eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I will say for a movie that has a lot of, like, kind of goofy effects, even the ones that come across as a little bit cheesy, you still kind of, like, cringe a little bit because of how gross they are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When it's like a...
Oh, yeah. Also, I fucking hate spiders, and especially big furry ones.
Yep.
Oh, I think the big furry ones are cute. But when they like grab his cheek and then like pull the skin off, even though it's like a fucking spider hand puppet or something, it's still like you're still gonna cringe over it at the idea of what's going on. But
Oh, especially when the one bites his tongue.
yeah, yeah.
I get the feeling that what they were trying to do was, like, have the spider pull his tongue out, and then they were like, okay, it's not going to work. Just keep going.
Yeah. No.
And I just kept wondering how, like, imagine Archivist Fulci's surprise when he comes back from lunch.
But like, where did all these fucking spiders come from?
How is he going to explain this to the board of directors?
My spider collection. What happened?
One thing I told you to not touch that one thing.
So as they finish up their grisly job, we see the plans of the hotel in the book mysteriously fade from the page. McCabe heads over to the house where Liza and said that Emily lives. He finds a place in ruin. There's not so much inside except for the burned pages of a book called Avon. And then
for a secret elusive tome, this book seems to get around quite a lot. Just keeps showing up all over town.
Yeah. Yep. He gets to reading and learning the horrible truth about the hotel. Now, speaking of the hotel, here's Frau Blucher coming in to clean room 36. She finds a bathtub in the room full of nasty-ass black water and reaches in to unclog it.
What else are you going to do?
This is one of the scenes that really...
You know what she could have done? She could have called Joe the plumber. Oh shit. No, she can't. She can't.
Not anymore. But
she goes for it. And it's like, I think why this is so gross is because she just pulls out like a big ball of hair.
It's so gross.
Like, it's not even a zombie thing. It's like, it's just a gross ball of hair.
It's literally, I don't know if you guys play video games at all, but like the bathtub full of disgusting liquid is straight out of like Resident Evil, or I guess Resident Evil maybe took it from this or whatever, but it's the same thing, and you have to reach in and like get a key or whatever. And so,
yep. I have a couple Resident Evil notes coming up where I'm just like, classic Resident Evil
that's
moment.
Resident Evil for you. Yeah, but the fact that she just pulls out a big wad of hair is just...
And it is a handful of this shit that you have some sort of tactile memory that instinctively like brings it to mind. Like you can feel it when she's holding it. And I'm just so grossed out by this.
And even staid Martha seems a little bit disgusted by it. That's how you know it's bad.
And it's such a nice kind of almost a misdirect because we've seen so much gross stuff. Spiders appearing from nowhere, the bucket of acid on someone's face. And here it's like just a hair clog in a shower. You know?
That's just normal gross stuff. It's just it's not just zombies that are gross. People are also kind of disgusting too. The human body is really repulsive at the same time.
As the water drains, she finds Joe the plumber's body there, which explains the hair.
That is true.
That's true.
That's true.
It rises much to her horror and advances on her, pushing her head onto a spike. And of course, her eye pops out of her head.
Yeah, it's the reverse shot of the eyeball zombie thing.
Yep. So good.
So Dr. John goes back to the hospital to check out the body of Spike. As expected, the body has puncture wounds in the arms and a gnarly brand of the Avon sigil.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he's still going to go back and gaslight her the rest of the movie.
He really is. Like, it's all coming together, like, just as she said. And he's like, this bitch.
Yeah. They are literally being pursued by zombies. And he's just like, you're making this up.
I would have been such a nice change from the norm, though, from this kind of, it's such a horror movie trope, especially, to be like, the woman gets gaslit. She saw something and the fella is like, no, you didn't, you dumb whore, bitch, whatever. And it would have been a nice reversal if the roles were the same. And if Liza were the woman doctor and he was seeing all these things and she's like, that's not a logic. If she was a little more Scully, you know, it would
it would have been nice.
So, no, well.
Yep. Back at the hotel, Emily is just chilling out with her dog when it becomes agitated. She has no idea, but the shadows are moving around the room. The piano plays that creepy-ass angular theme song from the movie by itself, and she suddenly realizes that she's not alone. Oh. She is joined by the zombies of Spike, Joe the plumber, Frau Blucher, and Anthony, who I guess got killed off-screen.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Wait, Arthur?
Arthur or Arthur? Anthony? I thought it was that Anthony guy.
Arthur's the one. Maybe he's not dead yet.
Yeah, he's maybe not dead yet. I thought it was Arthur. Oh, well.
Maybe it is Arthur. It's kind of hard to tell because they've all got kind of like gory faces now.
Yeah. They all look the same.
Yeah. But I love the shot of her standing there and all the zombies are kind of in a circle around her.
Oh, yeah. He did that because I watched City of the Living Dead the other night also. He does the same thing towards the end of that as everything's starting to unravel. I don't know. So she makes it sound like they're here to take her back to hell or something.
He seems to like certain shots in there. Like there's another shot where in the beginning when he whips him with the chain and cuts his face open. That's like how she, I don't know.
Don't torture a duckling. That's how the witch gets killed.
Yep.
So it looks like it's curtains for Liza, but here comes her dog who attacks the zombies.
Yeah, because Swike like puts like an ottoman, pushes it in front of her, and I was like, "Well, come on, she's blind,
right?
Come on, man."
They fight, and then it becomes silent very suddenly. Her dog, covered in zombie blood, comes back to her side and then takes a big old gory bite out of her neck, and then he bites her ear off. Blood explosion.
It is a torrent of blood that comes out of her throat and apparently the side of her head.
Now
head wounds bleed.
I hope I'm not getting ahead, but when in this scene, when she keeps saying like, I don't want to go back, and we know what happens at the end. And so she clearly has come back from the beyond, whatever. And now she's got these Pringles in her eyes. And so the fact that happened to Jill, I guess Jill went to her parents' funeral as someone who returned from the dead. I guess like Jill did get killed in the morgue and then came back because she's got the same Pringle eyes.
That would make sense.
Right? So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Because we don't see what her fate is. We just see her like cuddled up on the floor in the morgue.
So,
yeah. So back in the basement, Liza is snooping around and looking for her people and is attacked by zombie Arthur very suddenly. Or I thought he was zombie Arthur, but I think
so. This is Arthur, and this is what classic Resident Evil just pops up out of the water.
Yeah. He tries to drag her into the water, so she fights him off, runs back upstairs, and freaks out when Dr. John grabs her.
He's like, it's okay. And I was like, Arthur is in the basement and he's a zombie. At the very least, that's a problem.
He's there to give her shit about all the stuff that's been happening to her. And then he explains that Emily's house has been abandoned for years, and he also thinks that she left the Book of Avon there just for him to discover.
It's a very elaborate prank.
Yeah. Just so he'll like her. That's what it is. He has a big crush.
So they go to the basement so she can show him the corpse of Arthur, but guess who's not there? He also tells her that the hotel is on a gate to hell. The basement then freaks out with wind and lightning, and blood drips on Liza from the ceiling. And then they beat
Maybe now he does believe her.
They beat a hasty retreat as the water becomes blood. Spike's painting also begins to bleed.
I also love when they run out to his car, he like all but shoves her towards the passenger door.
Well, in case she forgot which car is his.
Get in!
Together, they race back to the hospital as all the lights go on in the hotel and shadows appear in the windows, which is a shot that I really love, actually.
It's so good.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's very spooky.
Mm-hmm.
But when they get to the hotel, they find the place empty. They go down to the morgue and look for Dr. Al Cliver. In his office, Dr. John produces a huge pistol from his desk because that's definitely the sort of thing he
Why does he just have a giant loaded gun on his desk?
So I thought about this, and it reminded me of a story that a friend of mine told me when she went to she speaks Japanese fluently, and she went to Tokyo to study like her first semester, and she was staying with her host family, and they spoke on the phone. And one of the things that they were very, very cagey about was they asked her, if you listen, they're not legal here in Japan. So could you please leave all of your guns at home?
Fair request. So they just assumed like Lucio Fulci was just like, well, obviously this is America.
Yeah. So everybody's just armed to the teeth.
They
all the
give
time.
you one as you walk into the hospital.
Yeah. And then Liza's hands are also mysteriously bloody. And then the window from behind her suddenly breaks and zombies grab her. Like a jackass, Dr. John just fires away in her direction, nearly shooting her 3 times before getting a zombie in the head.
But he's hitting them and the zombies are not backing down. And then he hits one in the head. And you'd think an intelligent person would be like, aha, I see what I need to do here.
Because he's
not
going to
Dr.
turn
John.
to the zombie to his left and just empty the fucking cylinders into its stomach.
Yeah. For somebody who thinks he's so smart and knows everything.
Definitely not putting things together here.
Should have given the gun to Liza.
Yeah. So they rush out into the hall and find a crowd of very slowly advancing zombies. They probably could have very easily outrun them, but then John stops to waste bullets on them until he runs out of ammo.
Shooting him in the arm.
So surrounded on all sides, he continues to fire as the steel door closes on Liza. And then she finds herself in the morgue with all these bodies, plus Jill, who's just been hiding out there for whatever reason.
Worst place to hide.
Liza hugs her, but she has those evil eyes now. Back upstairs, Dr. Cliver runs into John and they come under attack by zombies again. John starts firing wildly at them and they run, but a window at the end of the hall just breaks and then the glass flies at Dr. Cliver, spearing his body all over.
Love it.
It's fantastic.
It's so good. Oh, it's so random and just like
No, like why did you have to kill this guy?
Yeah. Oh.
So out in the hall, the elevator opens and it's Liza with Jill, and they take it up to the first floor and make a fast getaway, but find the hall just choked with zombies again. They're surrounded. So John fires away, not bothering to put two hands on that shit and aim carefully. And then they all hide out in the morgue where the corpses are beginning to rise.
And this is when he gets like, I was like, he's kind of just borderline abusive to Liza throughout the whole movie because he's just like, come on, bitch, move. It's like, look, she's in this too, you know?
And then they open more doors and it's just zombies upon zombies. And then eventually they open a door and it's the zombie of Spike, slowly advancing on them. John continues to shoot it everywhere but the head. And then suddenly Jill turns on Liza, zombie squeezing her face. And then John turns and blasts a hole in her face the size of a football. It is one of the greatest headshots in horror movie history.
It is so gnarly.
The very first time I saw this movie, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's especially good.
It's like when the little girl has her head out the window in Hereditary.
Yeah. He's been shooting so poorly for so long, and we've been putting up with it. And then, so it's just all the more shocking. And that it's a child and he just obliterates her head in one shot is just, it's incredible.
God, it's such a great kill.
Yeah.
That's a reward for putting up with him.
Yeah. So they evade more zombies, eventually opening a door and finding some stairs. And descending them, they somehow find themselves in the basement of the hotel. And with nowhere else to go and zombies everywhere, they climb through the hole in the wall and find themselves on the other side in a vast plain of the dead, similar to Spike's fainting. Bodies just lie all around them.
I don't remember this arid wasteland being here when I moved in.
They turn and find the hole in the wall gone. Just more dead and more planes. And then they turn again and their eyes are now whited out.
I have a music note that says the love theme from the beyond.
And a voice says, and you will face the sea of darkness and all therein that may be explored. Roll credits.
Yep.
Wow. Now, the original ending, the Sacchetti ending, was fucking amazing. So McCabe and Liza go through a hole in the wall, just like they do here, and they end up in hell, like we see in the movie. But they come face to face with the Spike zombie, and then they set it on fire, and then they go back through the hole. But then they drive into town, and they find it like a ghost town, like nobody is anywhere. And you're supposed to think like, oh shit, what's happening? But it turns out that everybody is at a carnival in town. And
they're just not around
because they all went to the carnival. Everybody in New Orleans went to the carnival.
Okay.
And better than that, they're like, it's all light up and it's carnival music, and they watch a roller coaster go around, and it goes into a cave, and when it comes out, like all the people in the roller coaster are like torn to pieces. And they look around and like all of the like hell monsters are like coming out and killing everybody, and that's how the movie ends.
Wow.
I want that ending.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, obviously limited by budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead, you have two people stand in front of a painting, like a little lower budget, for sure.
I do love that the way that this movie just kind of ends, like really commits to the ending, like like you're all doomed.
Mm-hmm. Fulci loves a downer ending, and this one is like really sort of esoterically like what
it's kind of like he was making up for City of the Living Dead's kind of dud ending.
But this is like existential. Oh, they're just in the void, and no wonder Emily didn't want to go back because there's nothing there.
It sucks, there's nothing there.
And
you're
so
blind.
Dry. So dry.
So dry, so chalky.
I would think from a purely personal perspective, I love the shit out of this movie and the other movies in this trilogy. Like, it is gory and goofy, and it's like everything you love about good Italian horror. But I think, like, I was thinking about it kind of objectively, and I was like, I think if a younger person were to put this movie on, like, having no context, not a lot of familiarity, I don't know that these movies really hold up that well.
I think that if I had seen this when I was a kid and I was used to movies that had like a linear plot, a story that, that follows, a line from beginning to end, and I saw this, I probably would have been like, well, it's gory, but it sucks.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it,
I think you need so much, like, you need to have a certain amount of knowledge about, like, Fulci and Italian horror and, like, genre films more broadly in order to get anything out of this.
Yeah, it's really, that's why when it's like, I think this is generally hailed by horror fans as like Fulci's masterpiece. And maybe that's because of the sort of cosmic scope of it or something, or maybe it's just the ending. But yeah, watching it, I was like, oh gosh, I love this movie. But there is still a lot of things missing in there that it just kind of needed some fleshing out, I guess. But to me, it's like, even though the trilogy is like Gates of Hell and rotting corpses and zombies and all of that, they all feel like ghost stories to me. Like, I categorize them as like ghost stories that are just really disgusting and have actual corpses in them. But they have ghost story vibes, I think, for me.
Yeah, what really does it for me is after a time, like, there are the most memorable Italian directors all kind of have this sort of like signature touch. Mario Bava's got these very kind of slick, sexy, very when he's working in color, they're very colorful. Dario Argento
kills ladies,
takes that ball and runs
women
with it, but like has a like a really hits hard in the violence department, but it still feels his stuff feels very operatic. Also, sexist as hell.
Yeah.
The thing that makes Fulci so memorable for me is the fact that he leans so hard into the violence, and the fact that most of his best known movies just flow like this, where you kind of have to go with it. And I've come to really appreciate that. Like, it used to be when I first started like discovering him and reading about him, everybody described it as like oniric, dreamlike. And I'd be like, that's such a fucking cop out, because they also call like Jess Franco movies dreamlike and oniric. And those movies are not like that at all. They're like, but in this case, like, this does have a sort of dreamy quality where like all of a sudden you're here and then all of a sudden you're there. You're just in an entirely different location. There's no explanation for how you got there. Sometimes you don't even know who these characters are. They're just people who sort of appear there. So
yeah, you just sort of have to follow whatever's like, just go with it.
Just give yourself over to the experience.
Well, it's like we watched Mulholland Drive last week, and it's like Mulholland Drive has a similar vibe where you're like, just sort of go with what's happening. You will appreciate it at the end, except at the end of Mulholland Drive, you're like, oh, I think I get it. At the end of this, it's like, I still don't get it, but it was fun.
Yeah. Well, some movies, I think it's fun to go in and analyze or pick at the threads and pick it apart and try to figure out what it all means. And sometimes it's like, just let it happen. Like something like Picnic at Hanging Rock. It's like, I could try to figure out what's really happening and what happened to the girls and blah, blah, blah. But it's just a vibe, And
I think that's because we did that movie earlier this year, and that was kind of where we landed on it, where it was like, at the end, I think you asked me like, what do you think happened? And I said, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Sometimes I care and I want to solve the mystery. And sometimes I'm like, I'm just vibing with this movie and that's good enough, So I think that's the beyond. That's
the beyond.
Beautiful.
Definitely good. It took us a long time to come around to Fulci here. Like, we've been doing this for a few years and we're just now getting to his movies.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I love him. I really do.
I fucking love his movies so much. They really are. They really are really, they're so good.
Yeah. There's something fun about them. It's horrible. Like, I mean, this is when, if you're talking to someone who doesn't watch horror movies and you say, oh my God, this little girl gets her head blown off with a gun and it explodes and it's so much fun. I love it. But I mean,
it's the creativity of the violence too that really goes to it. Like when you kind of look at it, you look at the production history and you find out that there was kind of a script, but the stuff that like Fulci and his sort of co-writer did was all they really did was come up with some really violent set pieces that that Sacchetti script just didn't have.
Yeah.
That's what he brings to the party.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it's, you're looking at a shelf and you scream, and then the bucket of acid falls over, and then you're laying underneath it somehow. Like how? What? That's the full.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor for slavery.
It's a metaphor for racism and slavery and colonialism here in the U.S.
It's all about trauma.
Yeah.
Well, Stacie, thank you so much for joining us. This was a long time coming. I'm really glad that we had you here.
I am so excited you asked me to be here. This was a lot of fun, and to talk about this movie it's always a treat. So thank you so much.
Yeah. What do you got going on?
Oh, what do I have going on? Lots of stuff. I mean, I've got the blog, Final Girl, the podcast, Final Girl After Dark, finalgirlafterdark.com. I think people can find out what I've got. I'm here and there and essays and in Blu-rays, and I'm in Rue Morgue magazine and just kind of all over the place. So finalgirlafterdark.com, you'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, listener. Do look up Stacie's writing and podcasts, because there's also you still got those. Was it Gaylords of Darkness?
Gaylords of Darkness. Yeah, we did that for years.
Is it still out there?
It's not out there anymore, but perhaps.
Oh, it's a shame. Gaylords of Darkness got me through the pandemic.
Oh, yay. Yeah, we heard that a lot. It's like it was we started it right a little bit before the pandemic started, so that was a good time. That is no longer, it went over the Rainbow Bridge. But yes, but some people might know of Gaylords of Darkness. So that was
yeah.
Cool.
Well, with that said, what's next?
Well, we are going to be back next week with our year-end roundup of 2025's best, worst, and meh movies.
Most okayest movies.
Yep. And in 2 weeks, we are kicking off the year 99-cent rentals anniversary. We are finally getting down to talking about Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Hell yeah.
About time.
Awesome. Cool. So, be back here next week for our hot takes and bad opinions.
Yes.
And then be back in 2 for Breaking 2.